Okay guys, here we are. We're here at that gem field. There's the sign. Welcome to the gem field. It is, I'm standing in the shade. It is hotter than a matchstick out here. Like, holy man, is this friggin' warm. So, I guess I got to sign in or something like that. First find out where I can find some stuff to sign in. Then you got to sign in, I guess. And then you have a little map here down on the side here. I don't know if I can see that. That kind of tells you which color material is in which place, because this place has a lot of different colors. I mean, there's greens and purples and blues and reds and you name it. And then of course the oh yeah, look here. Here's the pic. Let me turn this camera around. Here's the picnic table, and it's got stuff. Let me zoom in a little bit, right? Oh, sorry. It's got stuff laying right here on the picnic table. And you can see it's beautiful. Plus it's Chalcedony, so it is super hard, beautiful polish. You can see that chunk. So yes, this is here's the here's what they call the we'll get some sun here. This is the bullseye. And this isn't like normal picture stone. This is super gemmy, super hard. All this is all silica. It's just very, very nice stuff. So let's get signed in and we'll see what we want to pick first. I'll show you from there. Okay guys, so we're in spot 5. This is the pink, plum rose, butterscotch, opalites, and more. And you can see it's everywhere here. So even the ground is loaded. Besides having mule turds, I guess there's wild mules running around. I actually passed a few coming in here. So besides the mule turds, there's some good stuff. So let's see if we can find some, see if we can throw some in the bucket. All right, now you can see this seam coming out of the ground there. It's got even a little layer of blue in there, red, a lot of this white. There's a big chunk somebody kicked out. There's chips and there's pieces. Step on a bush. And then there's these, humongous boulders laying everywhere, and the seam is everywhere in the ground. So we'll walk around, see if we can find one that we want to either chip on, and then I'll pick some stuff off the ground. And again, this is clear or gem chalcedony. So if you know what arrowheads are made out of, this stuff is very, very sharp. So make sure you wear your gloves. And if you're going to do any kind of pounding or chipping, wear your safety glasses and gloves. So guys, I walked around, and you can see my truck right there. So I came way up, as far as you could walk. The trail kind of peters out just around here. And as I was coming up here, I was looking, to see where people are digging at, because that's like a tip, see where they're digging at, look at what they're digging at, and if they're not by the main stuff, because remember that sign said butterscotch. All that stuff over there, those big boulders by my car, all that is like a white and a gray with just the red. So I came all the way back here, and there is your seam of butterscotch, right? And then over here, look at some of the crazy pattern in that, right? And then over here, again, look at, there's your butterscotch again, but it also has some really, really cool looking patterns. So this is where I'm going to, there's some more butterscotch there too. So this is what I'm going to start chipping at, not over there where I parked and where those big boulders are, the easy thing, I came over here and I'm gonna do this over here, this stuff. So I'll see what I can chip loose. Okay guys, I found this cool piece. The butterscotch, you just hit it and it just crumbles. So that's too close to the surface. But I found this neat stuff with this good purple veining. And let me back this out a little bit more. And I found when I chisel down like this, it just pulverizes it. But if you can find one of these, if you see that, it's like sand. If you can go along under it, it seems like big pieces pop loose without shattering. Maybe they'll shatter later, I don't know, but I can get big chunks off like those when I come up from underneath it and chisel and kind of like pry it up rather than trying to hammer down on it. So I'll keep chiseling that, get a couple more pieces, and then we'll move on to the next spot. Okay guys, here we are in spot 2. I was thinking it was like picture stone. This is spot 2. It's actually spot 4 because we're going in reverse. So this is the second spot I'm coming to, but this is actually spot 4. So this has the lavender and purple chalcedony. And again, I just got out of the truck and you can see, you can see me, right? So you can see right off the bat, this is, you know, definitely a lavender. So I can try to, there's another piece right here once. So you can definitely see, this has got those little black flecks in. I always hear people talking about. So yes, it's here, and I'm not even over there. I think it goes off the wall. There's that big, there's the sign in that big, huge boulder sitting there. So yeah, let's start picking some up. And of course, wouldn't a rock hunt be a rock hunt if it wasn't for the view? I mean, you can just see forever. And you can see some mountains in the background there. Some more little peaky peaks. And then here it seems to be like a bunch of these like steps. Let me zoom back out. Like all these little steps. And of course up there is a big rock outcropping. It's okay guys, right off the bat I ran into a seam. And if you can see this stuff, it is nice. And there's the seam down in there. So yes, this is some nice looking stuff and big solid chunks because it must be below the frost line. But yeah, we'll definitely pack some of this up. This beautiful stuff. And of course, it's always better when you can get it out in a chunk. A nice solid chunk. I just pried off that seam. And you can see the other side over there is more. So yeah, a couple chunks like that won't hurt the party, right? Dang. So I know this is kind of tough to see because the sun's going down. Maybe it's just tough for me to see the camera, but check out that crazy rock. Look at the craziness going on in there. But it's, you know, 5,000 pounds. So yeah, it'll stay here. But if anybody wants to come back for a yard rock, bring some big equipment. You're gonna need it. Wow, what a beauty. There's a little horny toad, or not a horny toad, like some kind of a horny lizard. I don't know if he's horny. He didn't try humping my fingers or nothing, but yeah. Something I guess native to the area. I don't know how close he'll let me get. You can see he's got all kinds of little, kind of wobbling. Oh, he's gone. All kinds of little sticky stuff. So now if you read the sign over there, it says if you go over to the north side and go over the edge, we're on the north side, we're parked over there. So you come over on this side, he said down this hill will be all this bullseye opal. And yeah. Yes. So rather than try prying some huge mongos with a little pattern in it, we'll look for some small pieces with lots of pattern in them. So yeah, just a little bit of walking around, surface collecting, and you can get some, you know, some pretty cool stuff. You know, it's literally everywhere. So yeah, wow. So all right guys, oh, I don't know if it started yet. So all right guys, so we finished up the kind of the you know, and everything. It's really is all mixed in here. There's the same stuff seems to be in every place except for the red. I haven't seen the red anywhere else, but now we're in the green spot, and you can see the hills are just green. It's just green, 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 green. So, and even right in front of me, it's green, 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 green. So we'll walk around, see if any of it's good, and we'll take some if it's good. So here I am at the red. The green, yeah, there was nothing really good, and this is the red. So you can see, now we've seen some videos on YouTube about this red, where I can't remember exactly who it was that came out here and found that big red blocks, or a couple of the big red blocks, and you can see by word of mouth the red blocks are no longer here. So yeah, no more red, maybe. So yeah, so the red's a bust. There's no red left. There might have been red before. So I'm not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree or the sharpest tool in the toolkit, granted, you know, especially when it comes to rocks. I love pretty rocks. Explaining what they are, a little bit different story. But I'm not the dumbest person on the block either. So my observation on this place is, we have a term for this, and I don't know if this is universal, but in Wisconsin we call this seeded. You know, this, to me, this stuff is all, and you can see, let me turn this camera around real quick. Whoops, sorry. See on these, oh, I got some thorns in me. Hold on, let me get this out real quick. Ow, those little little stickers. But you can see they like truckload this stuff in. So they must have originally brought in a bunch of big boulders and, you know, throw this kind here, 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 this over here, this over here. And like the green is just dumped scrap, you know. So and I noticed that green comes up on top of whatever, however this chalcedony's formed. The green is on top and it's all broken up little bits, so that's why the green's all shattered, because I found some layers of green on top of the other layers over there. So I'm figuring that they my hands in the way. So I'm figuring that they scraped off that green, or the green, whatever, like, oh, let's break this green off, and we'll add another area, a green area. So to me, this, you know, and if you look at the surrounding hills, there's nothing, another lizard running around there. So, you know, there's nothing like this anywhere else here. So this is what they call a seed. So they came and they dumped this stuff in here. So, you know, is it a waste? No. You know, I picked up some really cool stuff. I've seen a lot of other people get some really, really cool stuff. But it's not, I don't think it's natural to this area, because if you go a little bit deeper, like down the embankments and stuff, you can see it's just, it's this, you know, it's all this, you know, there's no There's no, it's not what, there's no other rock laying anywhere, not even a piece, not even a chip, not even an agate, not even a fragment, not a piece of petrified wood. No, it's all this stuff that's coming off these hills, and that's what's here. So just an observation, that's what I think is going down here. And, is it a bad thing? No, it's actually probably a good thing, because you can come to one spot, do a little bit of drive, and get a whole bunch of different color material. So in that sense, it's pretty good. Like, it saves you driving 100 miles here, 100 miles there, 300 miles, just to get different stuff. You can come right here, one spot, get it all, and you're set. So yeah, so I enjoyed myself. I got a lot of rock. A lot of it's fractured, so you'd have to dig around. Did find some good pieces. And of course, when you're making cabs for rings or bracelets or necklaces and stuff like that, you don't really need super huge pieces. So, little stuff is fine. People like to tumble this stuff too. So yeah, so, cool, I guess, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. So I heard something coming down the mountain after me, a mountain lion or something. I gotta watch this. Watch your back, right? So yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you soon in a rock room near you. So yes, so going out to the Gemfields, you get stretches of road like this, where you go through a little mountain range, and then you have like like a 10-mile stretch straight as a string between two stakes, and then you get to a mountain range. You do a little zipping back and forth, a little up, a little down, and then you go right back into another one of these straight stretches, and I'll show you them as I go. You go on these straight stretches for miles and miles and miles, and yes, this is Nevada, boy. She's hot as a freaking oven in here. So